The farmer dug out his wife's bones and made a scarecrow in the likeness of the royal wife. However, he never expected that the scarecrow would actually breathe 7 days later. The farmer naively believed that it must be the ghost of the royal wife that possessed her because he could not bear to leave her. After the scarecrow accompanied him, the farmer put the scarecrow in the most conspicuous place in the manor, so that he could see the scarecrow all the time. The husband quickly came out of the wife's death trap. However, an accident suddenly happened not long after. The farmer turned around and found that there was a shrill scream not far away when the farmer was looking anxiously. The farmer realized that something was wrong and immediately followed. After searching for the voice and arriving at the location, he was horrified to find that the scarecrow had brutally killed a passing little girl. Only then did the farmer realize that the scarecrow was an inhuman monster and very dangerous to mankind. In order to prevent the tragedy from happening again, the farmer thought carefully. After a long time, he decided to destroy the scarecrow with his own hands. He came to the manor and left cruelly. Because it was the farmer who made the scarecrow was unsuspecting of him. At one point, the scarecrow let out a heartbreaking wail, and soon the scarecrow lost his life. Afterwards, the farmer returned to the house in despair. He thought that he had created the scarecrow to kill people. The innocent girl lost her life. In order to atone for the girl's sin, he shot himself decisively. Unexpectedly, decades later, a little boy who was being hunted accidentally hid in a farmer's manor. When he entered the garden, he saw the corpse. Scarecrows made of corpses and scarecrows. The cane on the chest saw this cautious scene. The boy couldn't help but feel a little scared. Seeing his pursuers getting closer and closer, the little boy didn't have time to think about it. He hurriedly pulled out the staff inserted in the scarecrow's chest and used it as a self-defense weapon, thinking that this move actually awakened this monster that had been sealed for more than 10 years. In order to escape, the boy ran all the way and hid in a dusty, dilapidated house. But not long after he entered the house, a violent crash suddenly sounded. At first, the boy thought it was the person who was chasing him came over. Unexpectedly, in the next second, several soul tree vines came through the crack of the door that he got in and accurately found the door handle and opened the boy's locked door. The boy was frightened by this scene and ran upstairs without saying a word. But at this moment, the old wooden stairs suddenly broke and the boy could not dodge. Falling into the dark and damp basement, it was only then that he discovered that the terrifying scarecrow had come alive strangely. Listening to the sound of the scarecrow gradually approaching, the boy wanted to leave here quickly, but when he turned around, he saw a corpse with its head held in its arms. This corpse is the farmer who made the scarecrow. Next to the farmer's body was a shotgun and a piece of paper with writing on it. The boy picked up the piece of paper, which recorded in detail how the scarecrow was made and how he became vicious and killed an innocent girl after becoming alive. It turned out that the scarecrow he was full of hostility to everyone except his master. After learning the truth, the boy did not dare to stay any longer, but at this time the scarecrow had already come over. The boy got the courage to pick up the shotgun and try to kill the scarecrow. Unexpectedly, there was no bullet in the gun. The scarecrow stretched out the vines to eat. Fortunately, the boy lost his job. The boy has quick eyes and quick hands. He found the opportunity and ran away, but as soon as he escaped from the basement, he was entangled by the scarecrow with tree vines. Looking at the approaching scarecrow, the boy once fell into despair and danger. He accidentally ignored the cane left aside and hurried to protect himself. He picked up the cane and protected it in front of him. Unexpectedly, something magical happened. The scarecrow took a few steps back and squatted down obediently. The boy was surprised to find that the scarecrow was very afraid of the cane in his hand. He should have thought that he holding the cane was his own creation. The owner looks at the straw shaking his head. The boy mustered up the courage to pierce the cane into his chest, and then the scarecrow fell to the ground and was sealed again by the cane. The boy finally breathed a sigh of relief and escaped in private. He quickly left the manor and ran back home as soon as possible. He did a very crazy thing. He even used a tough fishing line to secure his brother to the bed. After the brother woke up, he looked at the boy relentlessly and asked him if he wanted to be beaten. It turned out that their brothers had a bad relationship and had bad personalities. My elder brother often abused his younger brother, and even today he almost drowned his younger brother in the river. The younger brother wanted to avoid being chased by his older brother. He accidentally broke into the manor where the scarecrow was and almost died at the hands of the scarecrow. But luckily he got the cane to control the scarecrow, so now he took the opportunity to take revenge on his brother. In the climactic ending, the younger brother finally decides to take revenge against his older sibling, confronting him with a mix of anger and unresolved pain. After a buildup of tension and betrayal, he channels all his past fears, resentment, and courage into this moment of retribution. Fueled by the hardships he endured, his actions reflect not only revenge but a desperate attempt to reclaim control over his life and finally find closure.